Gurave Gaurachandra Radhikaya Tadali Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Mande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gaududaya Pushpavanto Chitto Samato Bhakti Vihina Parada Laksit Titischa Kamadi Taranga Madhya Kripa Mai Tvam Saranam Prapadya Vrinde Namaste Charanam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Hare Hare. So, first of all, I pronounce to our Gurudev, Vishnupada and the Swami Bhaktivedanta, Narayan Gosai Maharaj, all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Dandavats. So, we are continuing this Brhad Bhagavatamrita of Sri Sanatana Goswami Pad. And very nicely the topic is coming of Prahlada Maharaj. Of course, there was the appearance of Bhagavan Nrsingadev, and that appearance was also due to Prahlada Maharaj. Actually, Shiva is speaking the glories of Prahlada Maharaj to Narad Muni. Narad Muni is searching for the recipient of Krishna's mercy. He went to Shiva, and Shiva said, actually, that the residents of Vaikuntha, they are the real recipients of Krishna's mercy. But even the Vaishnavas in this world who do pure bhajan, they are not less than the residents of Vaikuntha. By the power of bhajan, their bodies also become completely spiritual. So some Vaishnava, no need for them to give up the body and then accept a spiritual form, a sarup. Some devotees like Prahlad, some devotees like Dhruva, this body becomes spiritualized. The same example of Gopakumar. Gopakumar not have to give up the body and then attain form by Bhagavan's inconceivable potency. He remained in that same sarup. So this thing we cannot now understand with our small intelligence. No? So, anyway, so Mahadev explained, therefore Prahlad, he is the greatest recipient of the mercy of Sri Krishna. So Prahlad, where he resides, of course, in one sarup, he in the spiritual world with Bhagavan Nrsingadev, but he also is still staying in one planet called Sutaloka. In the material world of 14 planetary systems, then we are Bhulok, the middle planetary system. Above us is Bhuvalok, Swargalok, Janalok, Mahalok, Tapalok, and the planet Brahma. But beneath us there are the subterranean heavenly planets. So beneath us, 6 planetary systems. So Bhagavatam describing these subterranean heavenly planets have so much more opulence even than the residents of the demigods. So Narad Muni, by his mystic potency, he went to Sutalok, the city of the demons. So also Bhamandev, Bhagavan Bhamandev also stays in Sutalok in one sarup. When Bhamandev was very pleased with Bali Maharaj, then he offered a benediction to Bali Maharaj. First he gave Bali Maharaj Sutalok, and Bali Maharaj asked the benediction, you always stay with me in the form of gatekeeper. So Guru Maharaj described Sutalok, the city of Bali Maharaj, there's 64 gates. So which one Bhagavan will guard? Therefore, Bhagavan Bhamandev have a sarup in each one of these 64 gates. So whichever way that Bali Maharaj looks, then he can have darshan of his Ishtadev. So Bali Maharaj, one of the 12 Mahajans, and He is the great grandson. He is the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj's son. He was not devotee, but his son was Bali Maharaj. Swayambhu, Narad, Shambhu, Komara, Kapala, Manu, Prahlad, Janak, Bhisma, Bali. Pasayaka Bayar. So Bali Maharaj, one Mahajan. His great-grandfather Prahlad is another Mahajan. And Narad Muni, the guru of Prahlad Maharaj, also Mahajan. But still, this is the nature of Vaishnava. No matter how much they are great, they always desire association of high-class Vaishnavas. We should not think, oh, I got so much association of Gurudev, now I do not need any more association. Especially very sad, many people in our Sangha think, oh, no Mahabhagavat is here. Therefore, giving up those who heard and served Gurudev so much, they're going here and going there. But how can take shiksha of that person who never once come for Gurudev darshan, who never one time came for Gurudev's Harikatha? If you associate with that person, definitely your Guru Nishta will also be lost. And we see that happening. So, Krishna Bhakti Janmamul Hoy Sabivsam, Krishna Prem Janatena Punamukhyam. The birthplace of association of Vaishnavas is Sadhusang, association with the devotees. And even after one achieves perfection, still association with Vaishnavas will still remain the main limb of devotion. So one should not think there is no Vaishnava, or I do not need any Vaishnava. That is bad thinking. So, when Narad Muni came to the planet of Prahlad, then Prahlad Maharaj was so much happy. Of course, because his Gurudev came. So Prahlad Maharaj, the topmost sages, was sitting on his big throne. But when he saw his Gurudev, immediately he came down and gave his Gurudev that seat. Actually, Narad Muni did not want to accept it by force. Prahlad Maharaj, force means by affection. He sat there and with great happiness he worshipped his Gurudev. Scriptures say when we get a chance to see any high-class saint, we should become like a peacock. When the peacock see the rain clouds, then he begin to dance, he become full of bliss. So when any Vaishnav comes to our door, we should not think, oh no, why has he come here? Maybe he's come to collect a donation. So don't think what he's come to take, because Vaishnav never take anything. Devotee doesn't take any, he doesn't need anything from you. He's come just to give you some mercy, some good fortune. So Prahlad, even though he is a Mahajan still, and a perfected soul, still he's showing this regard to Gurudev. Because the relation between Guru and disciple, that is eternal, not just this world. Even when you achieve perfection, you will also be there under the guidance of Gurudev. So, when Narad Muni was there, Prahlad Maharaj worshipped him with all paraphernalia. Then Narad said, my son, you have so much mercy of Krishna, so much good fortune. And I'm very fortunate to receive your darshan today. Anyway, sound is not there. So, my life, Prahlad Narad Muni said, I'm very successful. Since childhood, you have pure devotion to Krishna. Actually, we were hearing on the appearance day of Nrsingadev, Prahlad, his father was a great demon, Hiranyakasipu. And when Hiranyakasipu was performing austerities in the higher regions to get the power to try to kill Lord Vishnu, that time the demigods captured the universe again from him because he was absorbed in meditation. So they captured the universe. They also captured his wife. When they saw she is pregnant, they thought, oh, now is a chance to kill two birds with one stone, because the son of this demon will also be very powerful. So they wanted to kill the child in the womb. Very cruel. That some women, so much cruel, so much selfish, that they kill their own children in the womb. So this is very demonic mentality. So Narad Muni came and stopped. No. This child will not be demon, he will be great devotee. So Narad Muni took Kayadu, her name was, the pregnant wife of the demon Hiranyakasipu. She took him there to his ashram, and she stayed there for the time that her husband was performing austerities of 60,000 years. So that time Narad Muni, what's he doing? Always speaking about Krishna. Therefore the child in the womb, that is baby Prahlad, for 60,000 years he heard topics of Krishna from his Gurudev while in the womb of his mother. After Hiranyakasipu came back from performing austerities, then Hiranyakasipu, his wife went back to him, Kayadu, and because she not gave birth, but she wanted my husband will come back. So when the child was born and the happiness of seeing her husband, she forgot all the instructions that she got from Narad. But Prahlad in the womb, he not forgot. So when he was born with perfect devotion, because so much carefully he heard from a perfected saint like Narad Muni. So Bhagavatam described the character of child Prahlad from childhood. Sometimes he absorbed in meditation, like stunned. Sometimes tears would pour from his eyes in separation from Krishna. Sometimes he would weep. When Krishna would again appear in his heart, he would dance and laugh. Sometimes he appeared like a person haunted by a ghost. And they say Prahlad Maharaj he displayed all the symptoms of the highest type of devotee, that is called the Mahabhagavat. So some Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, devotees should pray, Nayanam Gad Asudara, Vadanam Gad Rudhaya Gira Pulake Nichitam Bhukata Tav Nam Granay Bhavishyati. Oh Krishna, when that time will come when I will chant your name, tears will pour from my eyes, my voice will become choked, and the hairs of my body will stand on end. No? There are 8 symptoms of ecstasy seen in the highest class of devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, when that time will come, I can display 3 of them: shedding of tears, voice choke, and hair standing on end. But Prahlad Maharaj distributing the full range of ecstatic symptoms. So from childhood, he has pure devotion. O Prahlad, Narad Muni said, O Prahlad, your father planned many disturbances, many ways to kill the child. When Hiranyakasipu saw that his child was fixed to his enemy, Lord Vishnu, many people think God is my enemy. If they say foolishly, if God is so kind, why he give me this suffering? Why he give me this problem? Why bad things happen to good persons? So out of foolishness they blame God, but actually God, he is not, I like him, I don't like him. Partiality, the fault of partiality is not in Krishna. Actually we are getting the results of our own activities. It's like if I punch myself in the face and give myself a black eye, can I blame God? God did it? No. In the same way we're simply tasting the results of our own activities. No one else to blame. But still some people think God is my enemy. Becoming envious of God, they adopt atheistic philosophies like Buddhism, other things like that. Karmavad. But actually service to Vishnu, that service to Krishna, that is for our own benefit. Actually Prahlad Maharaj spoke. He gave a nice example. We serve Natu Vidusa Atakad Vishnu Durasaya Bahirata Maninas. If we serve Krishna, who becomes happy? We become happy. Krishna doesn't need anything from us. So we serve him, we chant his names. We hear about him, we become happy. So actually service to Krishna gives bliss to us, happiness to us, welfare, good auspiciousness to us. Not just like Prahlad Maharaj gave the example. If we look in the mirror, who feels happy? The mirror or we do? We feel happy. So service to Vishnu is our own benefit. So many people not understand this. Not understanding what is their true welfare, they serve others like wife, children, dog, cat, house, business. Something you have to serve because the soul by nature is a servant. So anyway, his father Hiranyakasipu was a great atheist, a great demon. So when he saw his son was a devotee, he became very sad. He tried many ways to change his son, but when he saw nothing would change, And Hiranyakashipu gave the philosophy, if you have a disease in the finger, better to cut the finger and save the hand. In the same way, this son, Prahlad Maharaj, is my own offspring, but to save my dynasty, I have to amputate him, to kill him. So he tried many ways to kill Prahlad Maharaj, by poison, by fire, by snakes, by elephants, by poison, by throwing him from cliffs, by throwing him under the feet of elephants, by many weapons, but nothing happened. So Narad Muni said, your father planned many disturbances to your devotion with thousands of dreadful obstacles. However, by the power of devotion, you crossed all those obstacles. Those obstacles could not disturb you. Hang on, I'll just get one more thing to put under this. Please excuse me. So, but Prahlad was never disturbed by these obstacles. Our problem is we get some obstacle, we forget everything. Too much happiness is one obstacle for spiritual life. Sometimes, like, someone gets married or becomes successful in business or gets some good reputation, but they become mad, intoxicated, they forget Krishna. And sometimes so much misery, some disease, some sickness, some death in the family, some disturbance, we become so much disturbed we forget Krishna. But devotee and happiness, both happiness and distress are both temporary, so we're always neutral, always equal. What's the word? Equipoised. Just like the ocean in winter, in the rainy season, so many rivers full of water enter the ocean, but the ocean does not increase. And in the summer season, no rain many months, but the ocean does not decrease also. So devotees like that, they're not affected by the temporary appearance of happiness and distress. Our problem, we are so much affected. Prahlad Maharaj, though, so many obstacles, but his mind had not changed one bit. He fixed in remembrance of Krishna. Therefore, 9 ways of serving Krishna: hearing about him, remembering him, chanting his names, serving in the temple, offering prayers, becoming the servant of Krishna, the friend of Krishna, offering everything to Krishna. 9 ways of serving Krishna, but Prahlad is the guru of remembrance of Krishna. Because no matter, he never gave up remembering Krishna for a second. So Prahlad is so much greater. So, because he was fixed in remembrance of Krishna, all these disturbances never caused him any pain, any grief. Sometimes people don't understand what is devotion. Devotion does not mean the problems of this world disappear, because this world is made of problems. How can you expect it to disappear? But by the influence of remembering Krishna and chanting his name, you feel so much bliss and happiness, these problems don't disturb you anymore. So Prahlad Maharaj, all these great symptoms he had. So Narad Muni, his guru, is actually glorifying him. Generally, the disciple glorifies the guru, but sometimes disciples so qualified that guru have to glorify disciple. Actually, Narad Muni, Prahlad Maharaj obtained all these qualities by the mercy of Narad. So, guru not sad when disciple becomes same as him or more than him. High-class guru become very happy when disciple develop or become even more than him. He has no envy in his heart. So, Narad Muni said, not only you were not disturbed, but by your influence, many demons also changed to devotees of Krishna. When Prahlad was put in the atheistic school of Sandanamaka, the sons of Sukracharya, the guru of the demons, that time all boys began, like children do, what they say, they began being naughty. So they wanted to play with Prahlad, but Prahlad gave them instructions. No, my boys, hear carefully. This human form, Dharmacharat Pragat, Komara macharat prakodharman bhagavatamiha. This human form of life is not meant to be wasted in play. Don't think in old age I will worship Krishna. In old age you cannot hear, cannot see, cannot digest, cannot walk, cannot think. What you do in old age? So Prahlad Maharaj said, don't think later I will do devotion. No, now is the time. Actually, he said you should start from 5 years old. Komara, from 5. Because how many years we really have left? No. 5 years we waste in babyhood, passing stool, drinking milk and all these things. No, then 5 to 18, 13 years you lose in school. Sam Dermody is watching. How many years we lost there? Means sport, football, basketball, this, that. Playing. 15 years you waste in playing. 5 years in babyhood. Then many people go for higher education, they waste even more years. 20 years past in educating themselves, some education. Then you have the last 20 years of your life, okay, 0 to 20 finished in playing in childhood, study, old age 80 to say you live 100, old age, what can you do? You cannot think, you cannot walk, so much happens. Then how many years you have left? In those years, 1/3 or 1/2 you lose by sleep. So how many years we have left? So Prahlad said, do bhajan now. So by the instructions of Prahlad, many demons also became, their minds changed, they became devotees. So Narad Muni describing all these things. Actually, we should have spoken probably these things on the Sringadev's appearance day, but that time all day we are fasting and not drinking anything, so we saved our energy. Actually, very interesting, one devotee here drank some water at 12 o'clock, then some report came. So Didi was saying, no, don't think, no. Better we just, if we have to fast, better, and we feel sick or we feel better just to tolerate that, no, rather than drinking or eating something. Because Krishna watching our efforts. No? So, these days are very important, don't neglect. So, Narad Muni said, always absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, you appeared intoxicated like a mad person. Sometimes dancing, sometimes singing, sometimes crying, and sometimes trembling. Now the Bhagavatam says, the symptom of someone in the stage of Bhav Bhakti, evam brata swapriyanama kita, jatanuraga dutachityo, hasate rodet rayanti gayanti unmadavat loka bahira chasta. The Bhagavatam says, how we know someone has reached that high level of preliminary stage of love of God, Bhav Bhakti. Evam brata swapriyanama kita. When he chants the name of Krishna who is very dear to him, or the name of his, some people too much like Nrsingadev, or some like Jagannath, some people like Lord Ram, these different incarnations of Krishna. So everyone has freedom to choose, in one sense, their own worshipable deity. So, Evam brata swapriyanama kita. When the devotee chant the name of Krishna, who is very dear to them, their heart melts. And what happens? They feel ecstasy, they weep. Sometimes they dance, sometimes they shout. Unmadavat, Bhagavatam says, they appeared like a mad person, but not mad. Unmadavat, like a mad person. Because love of Krishna also gives one bliss, one happiness, one madness. So that time they don't care of the opinion of anyone. They're fully oblivious to this world. So Prahlad Maharaj, he showed all this symptom from childhood. So Narad said, when your father cast you into the ocean, Krishna personally protect you. He placed you on his lap like a mother. That time when Nrsingadev was so much angry after killing Hiranyakashipu, all demigods were afraid, even Brahma and Shiva were afraid. They'd never seen the Supreme Lord like this. Generally, you always see Krishna, always smiling, mildly smiling, his teeth little showing like pearls, his eyes like lotus. So Krishna is very mild, very peaceful. but they'd never seen Krishna fully angry. Some people cannot understand this, how the Supreme Lord can have these emotions. Anger, for example. Normally to have anger is a fault, but in Krishna this fault becomes a quality. Because why Krishna is angry? Because he has so much affection for Prahlad, his devotee. Why someone causing pain to my devotee? Just like if, imagine Sam Dermody, if he's still watching, he went to the park with his children and some person began beating your child and you become angry. Of course you would become angry. So that anger is not considered a fault. Why? It's a symptom of affection for your child. So even anger has its perfect place in life. Nothing is completely useless. So when, after Nrsingadev, Bhagavan Nrsingadev killed Hiranyaka, he was so angry. The unlimited anger of the Supreme Lord, when he's angry, unlimitedly angry. So that is very astonishing form. No one had seen like that before. So everyone was too afraid to go and offer prayers. Everyone. That time, Shiva, Brahma, everyone requested Prahlad, you go. So Prahlad went without fear. Because he fully knows Krishna. Krishna is the Abhay Charan. Krishna is the place of complete fearlessness. Who fears from Krishna? Krishna never do anything bad for anyone. So Prahlad fully had this knowledge, so without any fear, he went and fully surrendered to Bhagavan. When Bhagavan saw Prahlad laying on the ground offering his obeisances, respect, immediately he picked him up. And like a mother gives so much affection to the child, so much chutney, like he began licking him like a lion licks her calf, her cub or whatever. So that time, so much affection he gave Prahlad. Brahma and others were shocked. They'd never seen so much anger and so much affection. Generally you see Lord Vishnu, he's not really interested. It seems he's not interested in anyone. You go in the temple of Vishnu, what's Vishnu doing? Sleeping. Being oblivious to everything, absorbed in himself, and Lakshmi massaging his feet. So Vishnu not show too much affection to any devotee, it seems. So this much affection, this much anger, the demigods had never seen. So Brahma, Vitrastena Brahmana Pratito Yaha, Brahma be looking astonished. No? So Nrsingadev picked you up, he blessed you with his hand on your lotus hand on your head, and he began licking all your limbs. Okay. So Brahma, the Supreme Lord, fully satisfied by the prayers and the behavior of Prahlad Maharaj. So a little bit we can hear, because the appearance day of Nrsingadev was 2 days ago. We can little hear what Nrsingadev, the Lord, said to Prahlad at that time. Prarado Badra Badram te prito ham te surotama baram brishni vai bivamatam kamapuro asi aham rinam. O Prahlad, all fortune to you, I am fully satisfied by you. I fulfill the desires of everyone. Therefore ask any benediction you want. If Supreme Lord asked us what benediction we want, what would we ask for? No? A new washing machine? Who knows? So Prahlad said, no, he have no desires. Prahlad is the Jnani Bhakta, full of knowledge. Means he fully know I'm not this body. So why he ask anything in relation to the body, which is false and illusion? So Prahlad asked. So Prahlad answered, I have no need to accept anything. I am not a businessman performing your service to get something from you. I am serving you just for your own pleasure, for out of affection for you. So, when Prahlad was offering prayers, Nrsingadev said in Hari Bhakti Sudodaya, "Oh my son Prahlad, please give up this reverential mood. You are showing so much respect to me, but please you stop that. No? By such awe and reverential behavior by devotees is not very dear to me. My devotees talk with me very intimately. And despite being self-satisfied, my devotees show always newer and newer types of affection towards me. Even though I am independent, I am bound by the rope of affection of my devotees. Despite being independent and unconquerable, I am conquered by the affection of my devotees. I am subdued by them. So Prahlad Maharaj completely controlled the Supreme Lord. So Narad Muni said, Iha swaprabhu pritam apeksha poitrakam rajam swayam sarna singhasam stutau. O Param Bhagavat Prahlad, you gave up even liberation. This was out of affection for your Prabhu, for Nrsingadev. Praying to Nrsingadev, you desired the upliftment of everyone. And finally the Lord insisted on Prahlad taking a benediction. Prahlad said, Lord, for myself I have nothing to ask. Because wherever I am, in whatever condition of life I find myself, I can remember you and feel bliss. But what about all the souls who have forgotten you? How they will be delivered? So Lord, give me the benediction. I will take the sins of everyone. I will go to hell. And all of the living entities in the universe may attain you. So Prahlad Maharaj, such a generous person. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, Prahlad Maharaj is millions of times even more munificent than even Lord Jesus Christ. Because Lord Jesus promised to take the sins of those who follow him. But Prahlad Maharaj agreed to take the sins of everyone, whether they follow him or not. So how much he is magnanimous, how generous he is. So, another time Prahlad was going to the holy place of Namisaranya. And what did he see? He saw one man with a yellow cloth, but having weapons. So Prahlad became angry. Who is this fellow visiting a holy place like a monk? But he carrying a type of cheetah. So Prahlad said, hey, stop. Give up these weapons or fight with me. You cannot go to a holy place like this. So that person refused, and some huge fight was there between Prahlad and this person. Who is this person? This was Lord Narayan in disguise. So, fighting, finally the Lord accepted defeat from Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj, so much glorious. He always controlled the Supreme Lord by his affection and by his good qualities. So, in this way, Narad Muni so much glorified Prahlad. O Prahlad, by your mercy, your grandson Bali, he also captured the Supreme Lord and subjugated him in the form of a doorkeeper. We spoke about that in the beginning of the class. So, when Prahlad heard this glories from his Guru Narad, then Prahlad bowed his head in shame. And he spoke so much respectfully to his Gurudev. Oh Gurudev, if you think carefully about everything you said, then I think what you have said is not proper. Why in childhood my devotion was not mature? You were so much glorifying me. So, everyone knows that devotion to Krishna awakens by the influence of a superior devotee. Devotion to Krishna does not come through the giving advice to others or giving affection, mundane affection to the poor and afflicted persons. No, like mundane charity work. These are not the causes of devotion. No? So actually now it's saying whatever devotion happens by your grace, that is not anything that I did. And all devotees naturally give up liberation. So what is there special in me? No? Therefore Krishna's mercy should not be measured just in terms of Krishna taking away my miseries. His mercy is manifest only to his own service. Therefore I did not do any service to Bhagavan. Therefore I think that Hanuman is the real recipient of the mercy of Krishna. Okay, so listen carefully. I hope the internet doesn't cut out. Prahlad Maharaj said, I don't did any service. So in one sense this is true, because Prahlad Maharaj, he is Jnani Bhakta, and his main practice of devotion is remembrance, meditation on Krishna. So Guru Maharaj gives the example when Nrsimhadev appeared and fought for so many thousands of years for his father, Prahlad Maharaj just watched. But after the fight, Prahlad Maharaj said, "Oh Lord, are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Are you tired? Maybe I will massage you, give you some drink of water, take a seat." Because Prahlad Maharaj, full of knowledge, knew the Supreme Lord, he never hungry, he never thirsty, he never tired. So someone who is self-satisfied, Atmaram, and who is Aptakam, someone who have no unfulfilled desires, Supreme Lord have no unfulfilled desires, whatever he wants immediately manifest. So actually, by knowledge, you know you cannot serve anyone who has everything. So Prahlad Maharaj thought, because the Supreme Lord has no hunger, no thirst, no tiredness, Prahlad Maharaj not did any service to him. This is not a fault of Prahlad, but this is the nature of his devotion. So Prahlad said, actually superior to me are the devotees who actually engage in service. They have so much more intimacy with the Supreme Lord. Like Donald, this is a bad material example, no? But just say Donald Trump come to our place, what will we do? Oh, no, but Donald Trump goes home, then his mother, "Oh Donald, you're looking thin, take rest, take a seat, eat this, eat that." This is a foolish example, but still, because where there's intimacy, there's mood of service. So Prahlad is in the neutral stage of devotion. He's Jnani Bhakta, Shantaras, we call in Sanskrit, Shantaras. He just absorbed in meditation, so he not do any personal service. But Hanuman knows. Oh, actually devotees like, Prahlad said devotees like Hanuman are superior to him. They are the Premi Bhaktas. So, Prahlad Maharaj said, actually you describe Bhagavan's mercy to me, but as embracing me is, but I think this is like a dream, because the Lord came, embraced me and did everything, then he disappeared. So, all the sadhus, the saintly persons, have described that Hanuman is the topmost. He really has the mercy of Krishna. So Nrsimhadev, Prahlad Maharaj said, actually all the activities that Bhagavan Nrsimhadev did was not to favor me. This was to protect the universe, protect the demigods who are his devotees. He also did to liberate Jai and Vijay from their curse, to preserve the words of Brahma, because Brahma said Hiranyakasipu could not be killed in day or night, on the ground or in the sky, inside or outside. Could not be killed by any weapon, by anything living or dead, by any man, by any animal, by any 12 months of the year. So to protect the words of Prahlad, of Lord Brahma, Bhagavan appeared in a half man, half animal form. No man, no animal. He killed him not in the ground or in the sky, but on his lap. He killed him not daytime or nighttime, but dusk. He killed him with not any weapon, but his fingernails, which are not living or dead. So actually Prahlad said, he actually came in this form not for me, to protect the words of Lord Brahma, the integrity of Lord Brahma, and to describe, to manifest the glories of his own devotion. What mercy he gave to me. He gave me this kingdom. This is not his mercy. I can understand I do not have one drop of the mercy of the Supreme Lord, because I am surrounded by this. So much opulence, so much material prosperity. So, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yasyaham anugrahami. If I give mercy to anyone, I take away all their material opulence, their material wealth. So Prahlad said, what mercy Krishna gave to me? Look, he gave me this Sutta Lok, which is so wealthy, more than the heavenly planets. So, now I am absorbed in ruling this kingdom. I am surrounded by my relatives. My devotion has been fitted away, decreasing day by day. Fire on me, but still I am not lamenting. What is proof I have no mercy of Bhagavan? Because when he came, I fought with him. We're described like that. If I had mercy, I would have recognized him. No? So, I'm always surrounded by demons. No? So, my whole family is demons. My gyan, my dry speculation has not gone. Where is that pure devotion I do not have? No? But Prahlad has. No? And the proof is my great-great-grandson Banasur, he also one demon. And when many things like this. So Bhagavan appeared to me, then he disappeared, but he always with Hanuman. And Hanuman did so much seva. Therefore I think that Hanuman is the real recipient of the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So, okay, we'll finish here. Okay, and then probably the day after tomorrow is nice, on Sunday, that is my time Sunday. Day after tomorrow we'll start again. And we'll finish Prahlad Maharaj criticizing himself. Actually out of humility he's thinking all these things about himself. And he describes the glories of Hanuman. So Narad Muni went to the higher devotee Hanuman. So this Brhad Bhagavatam is very scientific, very wonderfully presented, showing the different levels of devotion, one after the other. So day after tomorrow we'll hear about Hanuman. Go Premanandi, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Go Premanandi.